Divine Feminine. You know, sitting here, I'm thinking about how much of a jackass I've been. I think pirate is what you called it, or at least that feels like an accurate description. You know, it's funny, I'm thinking about when I met you and all the time that we've known each other and about who you are now. And you know, it's funny, I mean, I feel like I can still see the you that I met that was just full of life and vigor and sass. And then I know the you that you became, which was like that you, but I don't know. I think I thought that you were very naive, or that your mild manners and like childish, playful ways were like some indication that you weren't very mature. You didn't understand. I really didn't see that you were choosing to approach things that way because it was healthier, because it created more inner peace, because it was kinder. I mean, it's funny. Part of me wants to say, "Can you blame me now that you see what I'm dealing with?" Though, yeah, you can blame me, and you should blame me because that's where I get stuck. Like, you know me. I have sometimes I have trouble finding the words. Once I find them, oh yeah, yeah. Though it's like, I mean, I wasn't very good at apologies to start with. I feel like I got a lot better at them with you. It's one of the things that makes me feel real blessed, and also like the shittiest person ever, because I realize that you're probably one of the only people in my life I've ever known that is safe to have feelings with. I mean, even I can get mad at you and you're still, you might have a few words or two to say to me about it, though generally you always come around and you somehow help lead me into actually resolving most of the things. Like, I swear, for the longest time, I was so confused with you because I was so used to when my boundaries were broken, there wasn't ever a resolution. It was just like a constant cycle of how much can I put up with before I go off, and then a fight, and then you want to be like prepared for the fight to say like the scurviest, nastiest pirate thing ever. And if that didn't work, you just escalate it. And I mean, you've never really been like that, and I assumed that because you weren't like that around me, I assumed you didn't understand it, and that your sunny disposition about things was like a lack of experience in that, I guess. Like, I didn't think that maybe you could have been through just as many awful things, and you just chose to be different, to be better, because it is the right thing to do. It's the thing we all talk about that we're supposed to do. Though I don't know, like, I'm thinking about the you that I met, and then the you became. It was like you weren't. I don't know. I guess you were more mild, and I guess I thought maybe, I don't know. You were more mild, but you were also more tense. But I guess, I think where I beat myself up the most is I really didn't ask a whole lot about you for a long time. I remember when we met that I did, at least more often than I did for a long time after. I realized that hmm, I tried to sweep a lot of things under the rug, a lot of past relationship stuff, a lot of family stuff, and I don't want to say it got easier to placate, but it was like any other, I suppose, addiction cycle. Like, it felt like if I didn't do it, it would get very uncomfortable, and I couldn't stand, like, what was that word? That self-soothing. I didn't have any healthy self-soothing in there. And then I realized I was reaching out to you for that soothing. And then I felt like crap because it was like, I'm supposed to be the masculine. I'm supposed to be a man. What am I doing? Like, needing this at all? I swear, there's so many times I've reached out to you, and I know that I have like no right to, and I just even if it's just to send you a song or to say, how are you? Or to tell you about something that I did. I can't tell you how much it does for me. I think it kind of freaked me out for a while, especially when I tried to put it down. I tried, especially with the other people around, the other pirates, like it just seemed easier just to try to let it go. And I guess I just, it's funny, feminine. You're like an answered prayer, an answered wish. Like I wish so much, especially when I was younger and when former relationships weren't going well. Like I wish for real love. Like where's my real love? Where do like I want to be loved for real, and I want to love someone who really loves me. But then it's like you showed up, like we just ran into each other that one day, but I was still hooked on what I had and what other people thought and all that stuff. And it's like you were all the things that I wanted you to be, but I didn't know that I wanted you to be either. Like that's to somebody to be, but that felt scarier. Like like I don't know. And then whenever I tried to talk to someone, they're all like, "No, that's got to be fake. That's not real. People don't know." And then even when like you were just being you over time, and I mean, sure you weren't perfect, but then people, I don't know, like I guess maybe I made the mistake in talking to the wrong people. I feel like you're right. Like I've been trying to take advice from a lot of bitter people that are constantly worried about 3D stuff. And I'm not even mad about it. It's just like, I realized I don't even really care about that stuff. Like I do, but I don't. Like I guess maybe I've changed too. I don't know. I feel like I see you now, and I swear like everybody else could have all the 3D stuff, the houses and the money and the cars and the relationships and stuff, and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking about where I was like, see, I got to be at their level, right? Somewhere in my mind, I think it was like in order to feel like a masculine, like a man, I had to be at least at their level. But it's like the more I tried to do it, the more I tried to match it, and like got a person like they have, and all the stuff there. It's like it just, I don't know. It's like one of those Chinese finger traps where you stick your fingers in thinking it'll be fun, and then you try to pull them out and you can't get them out. Like I don't know. And I look at you and like I swear you could have money, you could have nothing, you could be flowing around in sweatpants or in some nice new hot dress, you could long hair, short hair it, you could makeup, no makeup, you could walk out with like just out of the garden with like dirt all over your face and go karaoke and like everybody loves it and you're having a great time and like I don't know, feminine, like I don't know how you do it to me. Like I swear like I sit here now and I'm like thinking, how many times did I laugh at my feminine? How many times did I let other people talk shit, like put her down, like she was choosing to be kind? She was choosing to do her best. She was choosing to love me anyways. Me, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. And I mean, there's plenty of times that, like, you know what, I just kept my mouth shut, but then I keep thinking, you know what? My feminine's the type that, like, anybody says anything to her about me, whether they're right or wrong, she shut them down, no matter what I'm doing. And I'm like, going, the heck am I doing over here? Like, even if, like, what am I worried about that they're going to say I have feelings? I mean, the truth is that I do. Why do I run from that? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to control me. But, then I realized it's them. Like, I'm afraid that they will know because they will try to control me with it. And they've already been controlling me with everything. So, it feels like why did I let myself act like that? Like I feel like everything that I put my energy into, like I really did. I thought it was gonna work. I thought it was gonna feel better. I thought you'd forget about me. Like if you really were as naive as everybody said that you'd learn, and if you really were as high caliber and too good for me, you'd find someone better and roll on real quick and not even think about me. And if none of those were true, you'd turn out to be like all the other women who screwed me over. And you're like none of those at all. You're like a completely different like brand. I mean, to talk about high caliber, you're like a whole different caliber. I don't even know if there is a category for you. You might genuinely be one of a kind for all I know. It wouldn't surprise me being you. And then I sit here and I'm thinking, how could how could I have treated you the ways that I did? I mean, even from when we met, from when we had the time together, and then now since we've been separated for so long, like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I've been hearing some things, reading some things. I've been taking back my own personal fucking space. I feel like it's one of those I want to reach out and be like, you'd be so proud of me. I'm like, this is mine and you will respect it, like manly, like not reactive, not unstable. And I feel like I only even have that example because I can imagine you doing it. In my head, I don't even know that I've necessarily seen, maybe I've seen you do it. I feel like you've been growing this whole time. I feel like I fell backwards into my past and like I've not stopped growing, but I feel like it's like somebody, put my feet in blocks of cement and I'm like trying, I'm trying to keep going, trying to remember the stuff you taught me, trying to keep going through what I learned through therapy and life and everything, and it's just like dragging and dragging and dragging. It's like trying to carry the car batteries around to get new ones. Uphill both ways, right? Like what did the old guys like to say? I remember when I walked to school uphill both ways, no shoes in the snow, right? Feminine, I don't even I feel like you're the only person that I know that like the way that I start, like it doesn't matter at all, and yet it is like the most important thing ever at the same time? Like you're the only one I know that, like, I mean, in the past, I'll own it. Like I used to be worried about sending you feelings too. That's where it's like amazing to have seen you grow. Like I feel like now it's like even if you were like to send me something catty or mad or whatever, like I'd appreciate it, And but I know that like you're going to be happy with anything that I send, and that like it makes it more about like what do I want to say rather than what do I feel like I have to say or what's the right thing to say. I think you told me once, well, there's two things that I remember. One is distance don't bother me none. And then the other one was I'm delighted in everything you do. You said those things to me, and I felt it, like I don't know, like people can say all sorts of things to you, but they're full of shit, or maybe they can't back it up. But when you say it, like I know how careful you are with your words. I know how thoughtful you are. Nobody else is like that. Even I'm not like that. I envy that. I own it. You know what? See, look at that, feminine. I feel like I'm starting to be able to feel different kinds of emotions and go, yep. And I'm not even in a place of like, I don't know, like beating up on myself as much as I did before. Like they're just feelings. If they really offend anybody else, I mean, that's a thing for them to work on, right? Just like you've told me when I have my feelings about things with you, that's your thing to work on. And it's funny because you're the only person I know that can say it in a way that's not like, well, that's your thing to work on. No, you're like, it's your thing to work on. Like it's a thing that I get to do. you know? I feel like I feel like you've always been like that, and I just didn't appreciate it. I didn't trust it. I didn't listen to my intuition, and like now, I don't know. Like I'm somewhere in between, like the excitement of what do you say? What do you say to a woman? No, a lady. of such a caliber as you. Divine feminine, you know? And then on the other side is like, what could I begin to say? Like you've set it up in such, not set it up, I don't know, you become such a person that I feel like it's not that I have to say anything about anything. I feel like you're already done with the past, and then it's not even like a, I'm done with you because you hurt me, or it's just like, no, it was the past. You're the only person I know that could be like that, and yet still speak of it and be comfortable with it, like it was like 20 years ago or something, you know. But I feel like you set yourself with such a level of integrity and grace and good humor and humility that I just like I want to make sure that it's something that addresses all of my king of drama ways. You know? See? I feel like you've even got me laughing at myself. I recognize that most all of this mess is mine. And what still amazes me is that, like, I don't know, I was looking at it all as pretty ugly. I just figured all of life was ugly, and I think I just gave up and believed that you must be ugly too, and it's just some trick of the light. You know, like, and then, and then you just did your divine feminine thing, and you're just like, look out, world, like, I'm coming out kind of thing, you know, like, I'm coming out. I don't know, I can't sing it, you know. Well, I probably could if I loved on myself a little bit better, like I see you've learned to do with yourself. You know, I think the thing I think about most often is the day that I get to walk up to you feeling good about myself and say, you are doing awfully well for yourself. And I'm like the proudest person in the world to know, just to know you.